Okay, everybody out there in rock metal land, we're back, Tunes Brothers, again, finally. Didn't know if we was going to make it back this time, but we did. We got Tom as our guest tonight. We got
Donkey.
Darren down here in the left corner, and we got Rob down here in the right corner, and I am Scott Hay. Okay, you guys know us by now. All right, we got something tonight. It's kind of special to me. Um, I know that it's a lot of fans don't really give it much respect. Now, a lot of them do, but a lot of them don't, and even the artist himself doesn't. But to me, it's one of the best ones he's ever done. I'm not going to say it's the best, but it's one of my favorite ones he's ever done. And the first time I ever seen the Oz Man, and that's the Ultimate Sin. Freaking one of the best album covers he's ever done, and just a spectacular album. Now, what I'll go ahead and give my take on it. And while I'm doing that, Rick, I know you'll be watching. Yeah, I done showed them. We got Ace in the house
Upside down.
right here, and we got his autograph right here, mate. He got me for Christmas, so appreciate it, brother. And
Door Forest.
the Ultimate Sin is, to me, yeah, I love the album cover, man. It's just absolutely spectacular, almost maidenish. But I think it's a album that Ozzy's second album with probably my favorite guitarist he's ever had, J.K. Lee. I love Randy, love Zach. Ozzy ain't never had any bad guitarists, but I like J.K. Lee's style. And this album kind of followed Bark at the Moon. Now, a lot of people like Bark at the Moon better. A lot of people like this one better. I think they're sister albums, in my opinion. I love them both. But this one has a couple of songs that I'll have to say I'm not that crazy about. But pretty much the rest of it is pretty clean, man. I mean, it's pretty jamming, dude, and it's just Ozzy, bro. I mean, Ozzy's format doesn't really change even from Black Sabbath to his original stuff, man. I mean, he sings a lot about the same kind of stuff, and he don't stray. And if you'll pay attention to Ozzy's lyrics, even with Sabbath and or his solo, Ozzy speaks truth in his albums and in his songs. So, Ultimate Sin, I'll give a 8, solid 8, man. Really, I like it. Next.
Was that me?
Sure.
All right.
You
So
man.
I will start off by saying that I've never been an Ozzy hater by any means, but I've never been the diehard Ozzy fan. Yes, he has a lot of tunes that I liked, but I was never somebody that listened to a lot of Ozzy. Now, we did do another album, but I think we lost that one from technical issues, right?
Bark at the Moon.
Yeah, we did a show, but then it was scratched because upon listening to it at the end, some technical issues had cropped up that we didn't catch, and so it was
issues.
And I like this one better than I like Bark at the Moon. To me, and like I said, I read a lot about it, some of the stuff that Ozzy has said about it himself, other fans, other reviews. But to me, this is a bunch of catchy tunes that fit very well together. I mean, I think there's a lot less experimental tunes than what his first 3 solo albums have. This doesn't push the envelope, but the envelope bulges with Jakey Lee riffs, hooks, all the shit that he does on the guitar.
Hold it.
Mute Scott.
You want me to?
Yeah, turn yours down a little, Scott. Go ahead, Darren.
You know, he really makes this album. And one thing that I didn't realize about this album until I started reading about it is that he wrote most of the music for it, not the lyrics, the music. Ozzy had checked in to rehab at the Betty Ford, and it was left up to Jake to write the music. Now, and then he wrote the simple drum parts, and then Ozzy did lyrics later on, as well as with his ex bass player that they brought back to do some of the writing of the lyrics, but he did not perform on the album. But like I said, I think it's a smooth ride. I liked the album. So to me, there was a clear number 9 and a 1A and 1B for the top songs, and the rest were good, really good, actually, in my opinion, and tougher for me to rank the order of those songs because I thought they were so close.
Tommy.
For me, Ultimate Sin was a starting point, handed down to my dad record. And I actually liked how Ozzy did the whole album. I don't understand why he doesn't like it. And I don't know why he does. Sharon won't let Jakey Lee have any credit on this album at all. It baffles me, especially when, Darren, you mentioned that Jakey Lee wrote most of the music on there. It blows my mind. It's technically his in the long run. And that's just my opinion on that. Other than that, it's a really good album. Like you, Darren, I have a strict number 9, and for reasons I'll get into why.
Okay.
And before you go, Rob, getting to something that you had said, Tom, I personally think the reason why Ozzy doesn't like this, and that's because I think he associates it with rehab.
That explains why.
It was a shitty time in his life, right? I mean, he hadn't been sober for a long time, whether it was alcohol or drugs or the combination of the two, because he was a big coke addict as well. But I think it was something that he associates with that time in his life, and he doesn't like it regardless. Again, and like I said, I'm the casual Ozzy fan. I think it's a solid album. But anyway, that's my take on that. Rob?
Go ahead, Tom.
That makes a lot of sense. And, if I would have that time going in rehab, I wouldn't want to remember that time period of my life either. Ozzy, so finally. I mean, even if he doesn't like the record, I would like for him to do because he said he would like to go back and remix it.
Yes.
And I would love for him to do that and have it come out like a 30-year anniversary for it or something like that, just completely remastered. Unfortunately, he's going back to London, so he's not going to tour for a while.
I got a different take, especially in light of what I didn't know that Darren shared, that Jakey Lee wrote this musically, which makes perfect sense now. Because if you look at the other Ozzy albums, this is head and shoulders above anything they've ever done. He's ever done, whether it was with Randy Rhoads or Zakk Wylde. This is the ultimate Ozzy album, appropriately titled Ultimate Sin. In light of shit that's come out with what Jakey Lee was pathetically paid, to the oversight of Jakey Lee given credit for anything in Ozzy's history while only seemingly to celebrate Randy Rhoads and Zakk Wylde, I think Ozzy shits on this album mainly because it is Jakey Lee shining bigger and brighter than his boy Randy Rhoads ever did. This put Jakey Lee on the map as one of the most recognizable guitar players in music at the time. His look, his moves, everything he did. You look at those videos, he shines over Ozzy 100%. And if he's writing these songs, which are way better than anything off of Diary of a Madman or fucking Bark at the Moon, or this album is so far above anything Ozzy's ever done, in my opinion. I think it's flat out jealousy, especially when you've got two Yoko Onos in the music modern day at the time, with Shannon Tweed, with Gene Simmons, and fucking Sharon Osbourne. These two women, basically, Gene and Ozzy's opinions are only what these women tell them their fucking opinions are. Sharon is one of the most vindictive, manipulative fucking cunts to ever fucking manage a band, to the point where she alienated so many musicians. There's not a single musician other than Zakk Wylde who still wants to punch his meal ticket from time to time, who has anything good to say about Shannon. It's not about Ozzy, it's about Shannon. And I think she has done such a job of controlling him and steering him in a direction to basically burn bridges with great musicians. Jakey Lee saved Ozzy's fucking career with this album. He became huge on MTV, way bigger than he ever was with Bark at the Moon and all this other stuff. You couldn't go 5 minutes without seeing Lightning Strikes, Ultimate Sin, or Shot in the Dark on MTV. If he wrote all these fucking songs, it makes perfect sense, because he is the greatest thing that ever happened to Ozzy. And I think Ozzy and Sharon are bitter about it, don't like to share credit. And so, that being said, I fucking love this album. Like Scott, there are two songs that are okay, but when I say okay, I mean I still like to fucking listen to them.
Yeah, even my number 9.
I went through this fucking album like 5 fucking times, and I never ever wasn't jamming. I mean, it's an album you just crank to fucking 10.
I couldn't help myself at work.
Yeah, like, it's fucking phenomenal. There's a handful of songs that have always been on my playlist ever since the fucking 80s. I love this album. Now, before we break this down, I have an announcement. I am currently in the works to setting up an interview with Danny Vaughn.
Fuck yes. He replied?
He replied. He is stoked to do it. He lives in Spain, so we're going to have to balance a time and day with the time zone difference.
Whatever. Is he?
Oh, dude. I don't care if I have to record at 3:00 in the fucking morning. I will not miss
I don't want to miss that one, Rob. I'm sorry, bro.
Who is he?
Okay, here's the thing.
Scott's not invited.
Yeah, Scott, this is what ties into our chat earlier. Danny Vaughn was the singer you saw in Wasted.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Hey, I've seen the motherfucker. All right.
Yeah.
Are you sure? Because he only sang on one album. He only sang on one album.
Everybody do your Taiketo homework for sure. Listen to Don't Come Easy. I don't want anybody in this room not being familiar. I want full respect. This man is a fucking legend for me and Darren.
Absolutely.
He is huge influence in our life. He has been cool enough to say that he will do it. We just need to let him know. I told him it's fully around his schedule. We will continue our conversation, I'm assuming, in the days to come, but he has agreed to be on. From Spain, Danny Vaughn, Taiketo. So everybody watching, get your Taiketo listening in. This is going to be a great opportunity for this show. And I am just stoked to talk to somebody who is this big a deal in my life.
I may need to excuse myself.
No shit, man.
I knew if anybody was going to be more excited than me, it was going to be Darren. That's why I waited for this announcement for Darren.
I'll take anybody that's big, even if I don't like them.
An all-time favorite of mine. I can listen to Danny.
Are you talking about the band that sang Forever Young?
Yes. The lead singer of that band.
Settle down, Tom. Yes, that tight kettle.
Tom has blower's cramp.
My heart just sunk, dude. Oh, that's my dad's favorite band, dude.
Oh,
Are you talking about the
I
Forever
wish he
Young
was alive.
soundtrack of Rockstar?
no.
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 Oh, okay.
You
Never
may
mind.
know the ultimate ballad called Standing Alone, Scott, but this band came out 90, 91-ish.
91, I think, is Don't Come Easy.
I know the name. I know the
Yeah.
name.
Yeah,
Digging
it
Deep,
is.
Reach, Live from Million is a good live album.
Yeah.
Milan?
Yeah.
The story
sorry,
goes, you
I can't
saw
spell.
my reactions on my other channel. By the way, everybody out there, I have another reaction or another channel on YouTube, mostly reaction, but reviews. At this point in time, it is called Main Event Media, MANE as in Alliance Maine. Check it out. But he has seen my reactions to Standing Alone, End of Summer Days, and now a project that he sang on for a band or an outfit called Secretary of Fate.
Yep.
And he has always reached out to me to thank me for my kind words. And thanks to Darren pushing and prodding me, I decided to ask him if he'd be on, and he has accepted. So,
Well, looks like
There
I'm going to
we
be
go.
listening to Don't Come Easy for about a month straight
Oh.
because
there you go. Okay. Now, with that out of the way, let's get back to what you're all here for. Ozzy and Scotty, start us out on track number 9, Scott.
Track number 9. Can y'all hear that? Huh?
Can't hear your microphone. I can just hear you.
Ah. All right. What's the damn point? Anyway, track number 9. A song that I probably never really, I don't know what the hell got into Ozzy and this political stuff. I mean, yeah, Ozzy has always been somewhat political,
No.
especially with Sabbath, but not to this degree. Thank God for the Bomb. That's one song that I have never took to ever. It's not. I can't say that I hate it. I just don't really. It's not a go-to song for me on this album. It's one of the very few that. Probably 2 songs that I don't go to on this album. I don't know. The chorus is there's some a lot of repetition choruses on this album, but some of them are tolerable. This one right here is not to me. Thank God for the bomb. Thank God for the bomb. Yeah, it's not my song. Thank God for the bomb, number 9.
All right. Even though I can't agree with that, it is what it is. For me, and some of you here probably aren't going to agree, maybe all of you, in reading about this album, Ozzy considers this song to be one of his proudest achievements. I think it's the worst song on the album, but by any means, that doesn't mean I don't think it's a bad song. I did initially, like on my cursory first listen, what I try to do is I try to find the basement and then build up. Killer of Giants. For me, like I said, I still think it's a really good song. The intro especially has some of Jakey Lee's best guitar work. But once the chorus comes in, that's where I lost interest. I do think, it's a wicked job of portraying that era's general fear of nuclear war. It's one thing that he sings about in this song, and then later on he sings "Thank God for the Bomb." So which is it, Ozzy? But anyway, it's like I said, it's still a good song. Just for me, it's the bottom of the 9 songs on a very good album, Killer of Giants.
Time out.
Yeah,
All right.
some Tetley tea.
You, Darren.
What?
I've been listening to that Twisted Sister album since we done it.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, for somebody who shits on that album like you do, that freaking album is absolutely spectacular. I have no clue what you're talking about.
Coming from the man
Jesus
who
Christ.
thank God for the bomb is the worst song on the album, of this album. Like I said, I
Yes.
didn't take a huge dump on that album. I liked it.
Oh,
Tom,
Shame.
you're number 9, Tom.
give me 1 second. Oh, Scott's face was turning red for a minute. It looked like he was lighting up. All right, my number 9 is "Thank God for the Bomb." It's not because of the political. It's not because of anything of that sort. It's the chorus. I myself don't like a repetitive, repeated chorus, especially the end. It could have faded out, and to me, it doesn't fade out to me. And it has nothing to do with the lyrics. I think it's written perfectly fine. I love a good Ozzy political song, you know. But yeah, my number 9 is "Thank God for the Bomb." Just a repetitive chorus.
All right. Well, we have the trifecta.
Wow.
Mine is "Thank God for the Bomb" as well. And as stated by me many times, I really give two shits what lyrics are about. That has nothing to do with it for me. It has a cool intro, a good breakdown, such a weak chorus that it just is. I can only call it filler. It's still a decent song, but the chorus just does nothing for me on this one. So number 9, "Thank God for the Bomb."
Hey, I'm right again. All right. No, I gotta mess with Darren, man. You, man. Never mind. I'll talk to you about it later. But anyway, flashing up Wasp albums and Shotgun Messiah albums, man. But
Kicked
anyway,
your ass, but I'm afraid it hurt your
num-
table.
number 8. This is probably gonna be Callie. Would you like me? Damn it. This is probably gonna be. I'll probably get slammed for this one. Let me go ahead. But I like the song. Um, it's probably one of the most popular songs on here. I'm sure it had a video and stuff. Uh, the first single, "Shot in the Dark," number 8. Um, yeah, it's. No, I'm just fucking with
I mean, the
I
sweat
got
there.
every fucking one. I got every fucking one. Anyway, the ultimate sin. It's way better than "Thank God for the Bomb." It's not really the chorus on this. The jam's good. The rock's good. The verses are good. The chorus is not bad, but it's how Ozzy sings it. You know, I noticed Ozzy uses a higher voice on this album than he does on even "Bark at the Moon," and definitely with Black Sabbath. I don't know, until I listened to it this last time, I really didn't pick up on that. I just don't. I'm not crazy about the ultimate sin. The musicianship on it's really good, but and Jake, of course, you can't say nothing about him on leads on any of these. But the ultimate sin, I know it's the title track, but I've never really took to that song. I love the I like the riff. The drummer, everybody does a spectacular job on this album, but I'm just not as crazy about this one. Ozzy, the way he sings it, I don't know. It's almost like he's reading it off of a teleprompter or some shit, man. You know, I don't know. I can't explain it. But that's
A
my
single
number
solitary
8.
Biden
Ultimate
man
Sin.
that is younger than any Biden woman. And
I think it may have been the crack you smoked before doing the review. I mean,
Damn, I can't
how
hear
much money did you drop on rock, huh? All right.
you.
My number 8, and again, I mean, it's not going to sync up with Scott's pick, but it does kind of go probably against the grain of others for this review. And again, these songs from 8 to 3, they're all good, and I had a hard time ranking them. This is the first time I listened to this album in its entirety in a long time, but my number 8 song is Lightning Strikes.
Did you eat a lot of paint chips when you were a kid?
I did.
Why?
It's got a great riff. It's a quirky, gang yelled refrain. It has a zinging bridge, sky high, arena like electrifying solo. Like I said, it's a really good song. I just happen to like some of the songs a little bit better. All of these songs from 8 to 3 are excellent songs. But Lightning Strikes.
Man, you are one pathetic loser. Man.
Are you telling me you're
I knew that
absolutely
was coming.
serious that your number
I thought he
8
was fucking
is
around too.
Lightning Strikes?
It is.
Oh,
Holy
Lord.
shit.
But again, this
Oh.
was difficult. 8, again, it doesn't mean I don't like the song. Even Killer of
You got to
Giants.
thank God for Bomb better.
I
Holy
did.
shit.
He said it better.
Like I
Oh.
said,
Darren,
this
yeah,
all
I
goes
mean,
against
he
the
does got a
grain.
different. We all do. We all different, man, on some
Like I said,
things.
it
So,
doesn't mean I
yeah.
hate the song. This isn't like we're listening to Mob Rules where everything sucked. This was a tough album. Everything on this album was really good. I mean, even Ozzy couldn't fuck up the lyrics on these, right? I mean, this was so well played by Jakey Lee. It was well written all the way around. It's
Okay.
some of these songs, like I said, they were fractions of a point different in my ranking.
I just trying to come to grips if this is real or some kind of fever dream. Go ahead, Tom. What's your number 8?
Oh my. My number 8 is Never. To me, it's a filler. I'll listen to it when I feel like it. If it comes on, I just usually skip it. To me, it's just a filler. I like how it's written. Don't get me wrong. Like Darren said, like this one's a hard one, and I knew it was gonna be hard. And it's just, yeah. My number 8 is Never. It's just a filler.
After my number 8, I will agree 7-1 was extremely difficult because I love all 7 of these songs. And I mean love all 7 of these songs. This one, I do not love, but I like it. And I will match up with Tom again with Never. I love Jakey Lee's moving rhythm through this. Like Darren said, or Scott said, whoever, Jakey Lee does no fucking wrong on this album. None. I mean, he is one of the greatest rhythm / lead players, complete players of all time, if not the greatest. I have seen the light. I have stopped looking at fancy razzle dazzle 5-minute solos between songs like Bumblebee and all this crap, and started to really appreciate a man who can tie a solo into a song with the rhythm and make it just part of the song instead of just a solo. That being said, this song overall I find is filler. Anything that goes wrong on this album, which is 8 and 9, is Ozzy's fault. No fault of the musicianship or the songwriting. So there you go.
Okay. Now, number 7. I will have to say from 7 to
It's okay if you're wearing sandals, you can count your toes.
7 to 5 is my middle road on this album. I got nothing against them. I actually like them. I can listen to them anytime, but they're not on my playlist. But damn, that intro to Never, number 7, freaking wicked to the bone. And Ozzy, what hurts this song again is what hurts the ultimate sin to me is Ozzy's goddamn vocal tempo, man. I don't know what it's almost I don't know, man. He's just high on me. I know he's high all the time. He's singing higher on some of these songs, man. But Never's a damn good tune, man. I like it. I can listen to Seven and Up, man. Seven Up. Did you get it? But anyway, love.
Such an idiot.
I like the song. I like these next till number 5, but 4 and up are freaking perfection. Never number 7. Number 11.
Slevin.
All right.
11.
I hate when I match up with Scott. That Never is number
Me too.
7. I know now we have all talked about this song again. The rhythm, the intro, the riff. It's a damn good song.
Great lead.
So yeah, again, these were all tough in this area for me. This one, when I finally put paper to pen, or pen to paper, this came out at number 7.
Tommy.
My number 7 is Killer of the Giants. It's a
Killer
good
of
song.
the Giants.
It's a good song. It's a good song. Again, we all agree Jakey Lee can't go wrong in this one. He shines. It's the lyrics for me, man. I mean, I get it. I think it's another political song. When I listen to it, I don't know. It's just I don't understand it, and that's why it's my number 7. I just don't understand it. I'll listen to it, but I just
All right. Fair enough. My number 7, and I love this song and everything going forward. Never Know Why. The volume swells in the intro of this song are fucking fantastic. Strong verse delivery by Ozzy. This is a very strong delivery. In this case, I love the repetitive chorus. We rock. I mean, it's just, I love this. Speed building solo is kind of Jakey Lee's thing through this entire album, where it starts kind of mid-tempo and then he just starts shredding. Absolutely fucking love this song, but they got to fall somewhere. And when you got an album this strong, something's going to appear worse than it is with a low number like 7, but I love the song.
Yeah, since you put it that way, I'll let it slide. All right. Number 6. This one, the only reason that I've got this one as low as I do is because of the repetition. It's not bad repetition, but it's a lot of repetition. Secret Loser, number 6. I mean, he pretty much says this the whole song, but like I said, it's not an annoying repetition. It's just a lot of repetition. I like the breakdown in this, and I can't say enough about the leads and stuff, man. I think pretty much everyone in here the leads are good. The guitar sounds great. The drums. Whoever produced this album done a hell of a job, because and Bark at the Moon too. Whoever the producers were on those two, they needed him on Blizzard of Oz and Diary of a Madman.
Yeah.
I would love to have heard those produced really good, because they are horribly produced.
yeah, I'm
Great
not too
songs.
fond of
But
Blizzard of
anyway,
Oz.
its production just kills it, man. It's flat. It sounds like Kiss Alive too, but it's not live.
Mm.
It's bad. But anyway, yeah, man. 6, Secret Loser.
All right, can we pause the recording so I can reorder some of these, because I can't sync up with Scott 2 times in a row. God damn it! And unlike and unlike the not Secret Loser, Scott, the song Secret Loser is number 6. And again, these songs are still strong. I think this song is Jake's answer to Randy's I Don't Know. It has a flashy melodic riff, and then textbook Ozzy crooning. It's almost mesmerizing. Both at the top of their game in this song. So Secret Loser is number 6.
Tom.
My number 6 is Lightning Strikes.
So he can have it at 6, but I can't have it at number 8.
He just turned his back on me.
Where's
sorry.
all the?
I like Lightning Strikes. J.K. Lee shines, to me, the loudest. Other than a lot of the songs. But my number 1 is worse. Yeah, Lightning Strikes, I like it. It's not my go-to for this album. But
What you've just said
I like it for this simple...
is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard.
You know what? I'll take that, but at the same time, I like it because of the rhythm of it. You know, it's the rhythm, and yeah, that's it. Just the rhythm. The lyrics are okay. It's a good song. It's a great song.
Well, Tom, you're officially one of us. You have pissed me off. All right.
Uh-oh.
No, everybody's got their own opinion. My number 6, Darren and Scott, I believe, have taken a flaming pile of shit on this song for no reason whatsoever. Killer of Giants. This has a beautiful chorus effect picking in the beginning. I love the haunting keyboard backgrounds. Keyboards. Acoustic filling in there, beautiful tone and verses, great pre-chorus. I cannot stress how much bands need to focus on a pre-chorus nowadays because it's lacking. That's what hair metal was made of. It is a beautiful thing. Awesome build into a big power chorus and amazing Jakey Lee melodic solo. Killer of Giants.
Yeah, not me. Darren, I haven't used that one yet. Let's take me out of that equation. Number 5 is, I don't really want to talk about Darren this way, but Fool Like You. And I really do like this song. Since he's wanting to throw jabs at me tonight for some reason. But it's middle of the road, man. I mean, it's a good song. Not much you can say. You know, it falls in there with Secret Loser, Never, and that's it. That's my middle road right there. Fool Like You, yeah. Good song. Repetitive chorus, but not a bad, like Secret Loser. It's not irritating where I can't tolerate it. Just a good song, man. It's the middle of the pack for me. Fool Like You, number 5. Don't tell me.
All right. No, we didn't sync up this time. Number 5. I think somebody's already talked about it. It's the song Never Know Why. This has an ominous effect style, like intro leading into a mid-pace stomping, has a cold, penetrating solo. That's a definite highlight.
You said penetrating.
I did say penetrating. The verse delivery, like Rob said, is amazing. So Never Know Why is my number 5.
Okay, and Scott, I apologize. The reason I'm muting you when you're not talking is because when you're unmuted, the rest of us echo. So just save your comments for when you're talking. When it's your turn, you'll get all your slams in on us when we can unmute it. Tom, you're number 5.
My number 5 is "Fool Like You."
Okay, isn't that what Darren just did?
No,
Or I believe it's Scott.
that was Scott's number 5.
Okay, so where's my bell?
More cowbell.
The reason why I don't really have much to say about this album, and I sound like a broken record, is because, again, this is my favorite Ozzy album, and it's just, this album just really explodes to me. It just explodes in my eardrums, and I listen to it as loud as I can. I love Ozzy's voice. I love Jake Lee's guitar playing. The drums in it is fantastic. The bass line's fantastic. Found out that this is a pretty easy guitar riff to play if you're a guitar player. "Fool Like You" is my number 5.
Beautiful. My number 5 is a song I always thought was a tad overrated. Still a great song. The title track, "Ultimate Sin." I do like the tribal drum intro. I think it's got a strong chorus. And of course, Jakey Lee, just fucking amazing rhythm riff through this thing. But kind of like Scott said, I something's missing in Ozzy's delivery during the verses in this. It almost sounds like he's just going through the motions. When you listen to the rest of these songs, and for Ozzy, he never really has a lot of emotion, but he's got some anger to him. But this song, it just kind of sounds like, but it's a great song around. Again, I go back to the 3 songs, this being one of them. It's on Ozzy, right? Everything else is done perfectly. Maybe it was like Scott said or whoever that he was so fucking blitzed out of his goddamn mind at this time, but
No, he was sober.
was he?
Yeah,
Wow.
So
Really?
when this was written, right? So he had checked into the Betty Ford Clinic and left everything up to Jake to write. He was in Betty Ford for, I think, 6 months, getting clean, and then when he was sober, that's when he came and did the rest of the writing. He helped write the lyrics, and then whatever other tweaks he wanted to make, and then recorded it. So
Okay.
this
Time out.
was the first time that he was sober.
Scott's got a rebuttal here. Go ahead, Scott.
No, I don't. I just don't believe that, man. Ozzy was, man. He had to be coked out of his mind on this concert, dude. I mean, he was almost cutting flips, man. Hot damn. I mean,
Maybe
I know he
he
was
was
on.
pagan again
I
from
think it.
time to time, but he recorded this straight out of rehab.
I guarantee you, he relapsed at some point in time.
He didn't stay clean. We all know that.
No.
Okay, Scott, your turn for number 4.
Wait, did he?
Number 4. Okay, from here up, I'm in. And this is a song that I think a couple of you, or maybe all of you, touched on. And it's one that's rose in the ranks over the years because I didn't really pay it that much attention. Like, thank God for the bomb. Back years ago and over the years, that's what's so good about going back and listening to these CDs to their entirety. Killer of Giants, man. Great freaking riff, man. I mean, this is probably the most mellow tempo song on here as far as slower pace, but heavy
Not a medium
crunch.
pace.
Killer Giants. I mean, just absolutely great sounding, man. And yeah, this one have been probably been down at the bottom years ago, but I really grow to like this song, man. Regardless of what the hell they're talking about, it's a good song. Number 4.
All right. Number 4 on my list is the song that the other 3 all touched tips on to start off the show. We had a trifecta of tip touching on my number 4, Thank God for the Bomb. I think Ozzy has a sinister eloquence during the bridge on this song. Again, the musicianship is outstanding. The bridge verse before the solo is great. Thank God for the Bomb. Repetitive or not, maybe I wish, I think that I wish that I had that bomb so I could drop it on North Carolina. But yeah, Thank God for the Bomb is number 4.
Oh God!
Oh,
It sounds Aaron's got Ozzy by the balls while he's singing that song. Thank God by the bomb. All
right, Tom.
My number 4 is Never Know Why. And it's perfect for this situation. Never Know Why. When I'm at work, this song comes on. I'm always in that mood where like I question a lot of things at work that goes on, and when I do, this song always comes on in my headphones when I listen to this album. And it just makes sense to me. It's like you never know why. And to me, it's like he's trying to tell me, because Ozzy's always good with his messages and his lyrics. To me, he's trying to tell me, like, you never know why. And it's a good song. Riff is good. Bass is good. I can't stress myself enough to become a broken record. I love this fucking album. It just doesn't do any wrong. It just never know why, and I don't know why. It just doesn't.
Yeah, this it goes without saying. This fucking album is so amazing. My number 4, I think Scott just touched on this, or was it Darren? Scott, maybe. Fool Like You. For that, as you heard in the opening, that goddamn harmonic intro alone is fucking just magical to listen to. Great riff, another great verse delivery by Ozzy, and another awesome pre-chorus. I love pre-chorus, and again, that intro alone is top rating for this song.
Number 3. We're getting there, guys, and I love the intro. I love the pace it takes through the whole song. The only reason it wound up 3 is because, of course, there's 2 I like better. But if there's a weak spot in this song, it's the chorus behind the rocking all night, lightning strikes again. That's my number 3. And it's like I said, it's these 4 here, man, are playlists for me. I hear them pretty random. And it's probably got one of the best licks in it.
Rob's head's about to explode.
Yeah, man. Yeah, Lightning Strikes Again, number 3. Great song.
I was waiting for Rob to throw in some filler stuff there. But
it looked as though he was about to. His head was about to explode.
Number 3.
Number 3 is at least respectable, Scott. I'll say that.
Number 3. Most of you have already talked about this one. This is Fool Like You. That Santana. I mean, to me, that intro feels like a Santana song. This song does showcase some of Ozzy's best vocals.
Yeah.
Jake's the pinch harmonics that he fucking uses in this song is impeccable. The cool main riff, incredible difficult tapping lead, and like Rob mentioned, the pre-chorus, A Fool Like You is a great tune. Number 3.
Tommy, number 3.
My number 3 is Ultimate Sin, the title track of the album. I like the song for the simply factor. It to me, it sounds like he's speaking to those corporate meathead fucks that run this country, like it is their final judgment day, and they're about to be thrown in the fucking pit. And I love it, every bit of it. Yes, you guys had your opinions on it, and I agree with them that it is Ozzy's highest voice. I kind of wish Ozzy continued to be sober, because this is by far his best work. Sober. Keyword there. I wish he was. I wish he remained sober, because God knows what he would have came out after that. But again, Ultimate Sin. I only love it because simply it's just this telling those meat fucks that run this country to get out of here. Throw him in the pit.
See, to me, this was his. I won't use appetite because that was a debut. This was his slippery when wet, or his hysteria, or whatever, where there is no fucking way he could ever come out with an album after this, immediately after this, and come anywhere fucking close. He kind of painted himself in the corner, drunk, sober, high, or whatever. He wasn't going to touch that. My number 3 is Secret Loser. Again, killer intro, the rhythm guitaring off the charts, great chorus, amazing solo, as always. That's a broken record for me with Jakey Lee. So I'll spare you because the next 2 are going to get a whole lot of love from me. So Secret Loser.
By far the best 2 songs on the album coming up. And number 2, Shot in the Dark. The absolute perfect one to come out with at the time. Great video, man. The chick, man, with the freaking blades on her face. I mean, dude, her eyes. Wow. Absolutely. And that's exactly what the stage looked like. Everything that was on that stage in that video,
Really?
that's what it looked like. He come down in that monster Ozzy thing, and it opened up, and he come. Yeah, he was sitting in it,
Just
all
sitting there.
glittered up. Freaking wow, man. Yeah, man. I mean, literally the light that just came off of him was wild. But yeah, man, Shot in the Dark, man, an absolute classic, dude. A song that never gets old. It's one of those. Well, these top 2 for me are in that category with like "Come On Feel the Noise" and stuff from Quite Right. And there's certain songs that I like over time, Photograph, Def Leppard, that never get old to me. Back in Black, yeah, I can listen to them all the time and it never gets old. So that's one of them right there. But actually, these top 2 for me are like that. But great, great, great song, and the right choice.
All right. Number 2 for me on this list is the title track, the lead-off track. No, wait. Yes, the lead-off track, The Ultimate Sin. I think this song establishes a firm opening for the album, but it doesn't overshadow, for me, the number 1 song that's yet to be named. I think this delivers the right amount of anthemic feel to stir the listener into a whirlwind of what's to come, right? So, like I said, I think this set a good pace for an album that I enjoyed thoroughly. So, number 2, The Ultimate Sin.
You're up, Tom.
My number 2 is Shot in the Dark. That video, when I was a kid, when Ozzy went down on that bat thing, it scared the shit out of me. I mean, And then when Ozzy got on that stage and started singing Shot in the Dark, it was amazing. It was fantastic. I was memorized. I loved the outfit that he was in, like the glitter. I didn't know that Ozzy went glam at all until, looking back at that video, I'm like, he's in a glam.
Can we just say Ozzy did glam better than any other heavy metal fucking person ever? I mean, better than Kiss, better than Aerosmith. Because he did it with bling, not neon. I mean, it fucking
Right.
fantastic.
The only thing that I question is what the fuck was with the cowboy hat in the Ultimate Sin video.
I think
to me that was the ultimate sin, him wearing a goddamn cowboy hat.
I think he was just trying to represent those CEO people. I think he was just trying to represent the CEO people, the businessman, the evil guy, because he looks in the camera and just does this with the greed.
Yeah,
I think it just symbolizes that, I think.
Beautiful. Well, me and Scott and Tom will trifecta again.
Hip toucher.
With Shot in the Dark at number 2. This is the perfect 80s hair metal song. It's got everything you want. It's got the big anthemic chorus. It's got the beautiful, beautiful Jakey Lee, harmonics and leads going to the background. That dun, 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 dun. I mean, it's just Ozzy sings his fucking ass off on here. It is fucking just an epic chorus. One of Jakey Lee's best solos. Just an unbelievable song to represent this album. And I knew nothing really about Ozzy other than being a wrestling fan as a kid. I was a huge Road Warriors, Legion of Doom fan, and they came out to Iron Man, right? I didn't know much about them until I heard Crazy Train when the Randy Rhoads tribute album came out. And like every young aspiring guitarist, I got to learn to play that intro, right? But when Shot in the Dark come out, I was an Ozzy. That turned me into an Ozzy fan fucking immediately. So, Scotty, you're number 1.
Yeah. Number 1. You guys have wiped your ass with the best song on the freaking album. And it's tied with number 2 for me. These two here are number 1 to me. And the intro, the just pure rock that this song right here is, because you never know why we rock, baby. And I mean, I'm telling you, this is a rocker to the bone. I love that. That Jakey Lee intro with a guitar just freaking making those crazy noises, man. And they go into it and don't stop till it's over with. Yeah, a little bit of repetition in it, but freaking great repetition. Doesn't phase me, doesn't phase the song at all. And it's been my number 1 on this album for a while. I hear this song every day. I mean, literally every day it comes on when I'm jamming out. So I guess the more you listen to it, the more it's going to pop up in the list. It does on mine anyway. But one thing I can say about this tour is just about half of the high school was at this concert, man. This one and the girls tour, man, we had like carloads of people just going down the damn interstate. So fantastic show. I can't say enough about it. We didn't even really know or relate to Metallica at the time, and it was their 3rd album, opening up for Ozzy. So, but Ozzy was spectacular to the bone. Probably the best time I ever seen him, but it's hard to say because I've seen him so much. You never know why we rock. Number 1 for me.
All right. One thing I will say is that the 3 of you all came very close to getting it right. The number 1 song on this album is Shot in the Dark. You guys all had it at number 2. So like I said, you were close to being right, but I am the only one who got it right. I can't get enough of this song. I mean, I don't have anything else to say because you all have talked and praised this song. You just didn't put it in its proper spot. Shot in the Dark.
Tommy.
Oh, my number 1, Secret Loser. This song actually, like Rob said, the rehab and everything to sober up, him calling himself a secret loser because of the drugs is my opinion on what he's trying to say. Because in my teenage years, I dabbled in the experimental things. Not very proud of it, but to me, it's one of those songs where it's just I can understand what he's saying about himself, being a former addict myself, and it's one of my favorite songs on the album.
Well, hey, if that's the case, props to you for straightening your life out, man.
Yeah, man.
Thank you. I appreciate that. 4 years going on 5, but I don't count them.
Beautiful. Okay. Well, I'm starting to fucking think that I am on a planet all by myself.
Planet Loser.
Not only my favorite song on this album, my favorite Ozzy song that has ever existed. Ever. And the best way to sum up this song is in visual form. This is all you need to know right here. This
Man
is
himself.
the very fucking definition of metal right there. This is Jakey Lee's swan song. This is an absolute rhythm fucking clinic for any George Lynch's, any of these great rhythm lead guitarists. Nobody can hold it next to Jakey Lee. This song, he does the harmonics the right way, Zakk Wylde. The pinch harmonics, as Darren would say. His squeals and harmonics are untouchable by any. One of the greatest breakdown pre-solos ever. And that awesome solo goes right back into that fucking rhythm riff that starts the fucking song. This is a song that will make me want to just start punching things from the first chord. Absolute epic Jakey Lee. That's my number 1. Always has been, always will be. Lightning Strikes.
It was my number 3.
Yeah, you didn't shit on it as bad as Darren did. I couldn't believe that.
I tried not to shit on it.
Song.
I tried not to shit on it so much, man. I really did, but it's like
the only song that came close to sucking is Killer of Giants, but that's still a good song.
All right. Due to the echo, hang on, Scott. Due to the echo problem, I'm going to let each one of you wrap up your thoughts on this. So, Scott, anything you need to say about this album or anything else, your time.
Yeah, Darren just growed a head. He's got 2 heads. 2-headed monster. All right. What's up?
Hey, Colby.
She can't hear you. Say hi.
Hey. Hi. Take your dad's glasses off. But anyway, never mind. Don't do that.
Can't hear you.
Great album. Like Rob said, absolutely great album. Great show. Ozzy done everything straight or wasted on this album. He done it right. I remember when this came out, man, and the video came out, dude, we was psyched. I mean, it was that good. And I thought, man, I hope the album, competes with the single release and video, and it did. And yeah, one of my favorite, maybe a little nostalgia there, but one of my favorite Ozzy's with or without Black Sabbath albums that I've ever owned. Love it.
All right, Darren.
All right. I don't have too much to say other than to repeat what I've already said. To me, Ozzy's best album by far. Great songs. Again, Ozzy won't give credit, Sharon won't give credit, but Jakey Lee writing the majority of this, he deserves the credit. He should have been paid a lot better. He should not have been dismissed after this one. Anybody can say what they want about Zach Wilde. Yes, good guitar player, can't hold Jake's jock when it comes to this. So, but yeah, a very strong album. A lot of these songs went directly into my playlist because that's how much I liked it.
Tom, closing thoughts.
My closing thought is this is Ozzy's best album out of the entire catalog I've listened to over the years. This is by far my favorite album. Can't go wrong with it. Jakey Lee shines. Ozzy shines. It's just the best album.
All right, and I will say that it is always awesome when our bickering is because people aren't giving enough credit to the songs on the album versus hit songs. That's cool. That's when you know you got a good album, when the worst thing you can pick on somebody about is that they didn't give something enough credit. By the way, thank God, speaking of Jakey Lee, that he is fine after the incident he had to endure a month or so ago. So hopefully he's doing something. I don't know. I don't keep tabs as closely as I should on the past bands anymore, but hopefully he'll throw something out sometime because the man's just amazing. All right, now we have our Kiss album, which we will hopefully do next. I first have to get in touch with Eric, I believe, and see what his availability is coming forward.
Eric.
Other than that, we also, Darren and Scott, have our top 10 bands of all time. And I think we've got Crapper Down coming up from Van Halen.
Who's Eric?
Is it Eric? Dublin.
Glenn.
I don't know why the hell I'm thinking Eric. Yeah, Glenn. Sorry, Glenn. Yeah. So Glenn, reach out to me if I don't get to you first. Let me know how you're coming with availability on that Kiss album. Tom's ready to roll whenever.
And
so right now we're not going to bring anything new onto the slate because worst case scenario, if Glenn's not ready with the Kiss album, we can do Shitter Down. And then our top 10 favorite bands, if you guys have narrowed yours down.
Just Jakey Lee's current project is called the Red Dragon Cartel. So
okay,
check them out.
Cool. All right. And also, everybody out there watching, start listening to Taiketo. And I will advance notice as soon as I can in the community section on a time and date for Mr. Danny Vaughn. Start paying attention to that community section, everybody. I know it's not something that a lot of people do, myself included, on YouTube channels, but that's where you're going to find a lot of what's coming up if you haven't watched an episode. So there we go.
I'm going to have a Western dream tonight. It's just like a wet dream when you wake up and you're sleeping.
Go ahead, Scott.
Merry Christmas to everybody out there. This is the first time that we've been able to get on here since Christmas. Hope everybody had a good Christmas. Hope everybody has a good New Year coming up. I'm sure we'll see y'all before then. Be safe.
Okay. You guys want to hang out for a few minutes? I'm going to cue the outro here. And until next time, thanks for watching.